Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Oshin and I'm not a financial advisor. In this video, we'll be taking a look at some highlights that took place at the Under the Bamboo Tree event with Savage, the Chief Investor Officer at MyWallSt, and some key points that I find very useful for any new investor. I do hope you enjoyed this video and find this content really helpful in your investing journey. To know how to invest in the US stock market, click on the clickbait above. Also, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on the notification bell, and above all, invest safe. So let's dive straight into the video and let's see what we have today.
My first question is, how would you tell us a little bit about your first couple of years as an investor and just generally about your investment journey? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be delighted. So, I studied physics from 1992 to 1996. And when I was in college in Dublin in Ireland, I saw the internet for the first time. And it was a whole new invention. I'd never laid eyes on the internet. So I started a blog on the subject of stock investing, which was nothing to do with what I was studying. But I was very interested because, as you know, Yamo, and as your customers know and your community understand, I love the idea that when you buy a share, you own a little piece of a business. It's like that belongs to you when you buy a share. So I started blogging on the subject of the stock market, and it was the birth of the internet in, I guess, most people's lives. So it was very unusual for an Irish guy to be blogging about the US stock market in the late 90s. I mean, somebody once said to me it was like finding a talking dog. It was so unusual because nobody in Ireland was an investor in shares at that time. Most certainly not in the US stock exchanges. So I regard myself as, it was the birth of the internet that gave birth to my fascination with the stock market. And as you know, in the late 1990s, there was a huge bubble building up, which was to become the dot-com bubble. But it was driven by several things. Stockbrokers were starting to open online platforms in which people could now suddenly access their stockbroker over the internet. These online brokers had low fees, and there was all types of advice available to normal people from everywhere. And that advice ranged from free right through to very expensive advice. And I was in the middle of it, writing a blog about my lessons about the stock market. And that's how I really began. It was really the internet was what gave birth to, I suppose, democratizing the stock market, just as Bamboo through mobile internet is democratizing the stock market in Nigeria.
What lessons did you learn during the period that helped shape your current investment strategy?
Well, MyWallSt has 6 golden rules that are the lessons I learned 20 years ago. The first one is a very simple one, and it's almost not worth saying, but I'll say it anyway, and that's get started. You cannot create generational wealth unless you start. The second really important rule is to think long term. And that, you know, the most important factor if you're going to be a successful investor, the most important factor is a commitment to doing this for years and years, and in fact, decades and decades, if possible. So the younger you can start, the better, but you should start today. It's like the best time to plant a tree is today. If it's not today, the best time to plant a tree is tomorrow. The third golden rule is never borrow money to buy shares. There are a lot of things in your life that will require you to borrow money. A lot of people borrow money to buy a home. They might borrow money to buy a car, but you should not borrow money to buy shares. The fourth of 6 golden rules is diversify. And I know, Yano, you totally agree with this, that you should never buy just one share. You should never decide, I love Google and it is the only share I'm going to buy. That is a big mistake that a lot of early investors could possibly make. You have to commit to buying several shares. And the rule that we have at MyWallSt is you should try and aim to own at least 12 shares within a year. The fifth and second last golden rule, the fifth golden rule is you have to buy what you believe in. The last of 6 golden rules, Yanmo, that we live by is invest what you can when you can. And that is means don't create strain in your life, but add a little money often, because the creation of wealth is unlocked by adding some money on a regular interval, as opposed to starting off with a lot of money and only using it. And the greater investors who end up with far, far more money are the ones who start with a modest amount and add a little bit often, as opposed to those who start with a lot. Because over the long term, adding a little often creates true generational wealth. So that's our 6 golden rules, Yanmo. It's a long answer to a short question, but I thought it was worth just kind of putting it out there, and hopefully your community will derive some value from that.
Thank you very much for watching this video, and like I always say, please hit the like button, share this video. Someone might just need to hear this. Share this video, subscribe to this channel, click on the notification bell, and please invest safe. See you on the next video.